So good morning, my lovely yogis. Before we start today, if you've got yoga straps, just grab them because we will come into hammock later on where we use them. And we will need a couple of blocks today. We'll do heart bench. Other than that, just really the only cushions and support that you like to have around you for your poses. As I always say, if there are a couple of poses in what we do today that don't suit you because of hips or knees or anything else, just choose something else to do or slightly adapt the posture just so that you're more comfortable. Don't want you feeling pain. It's all right to explore a nice stretch, but if it's painful, then that's not right. So just choosing where you want to begin, either lying down or seated. And we'll just have a few moments to kind of come into this space, and whatever's been going on this morning, we can just let that slip away. And we'll start to focus in on our breath. And this always brings us to the present moment. Notice if your breath feels easy today or if it's a little bit laboured. Whether the breath naturally comes to the belly or it's more focused in the chest or even in the collarbone area. And if there is any kind of intention or little affirmation that you want to say to yourself this morning, then this is always a nice chance to bring this into your practice. And just being aware of where you might be a bit tense or tight, or where there are any little niggles in the body. The beauty of yin and the long poses and the silences are that you can really become quite body aware, very tuned in. What we might normally ignore, it becomes quite apparent when we're in this sort of silent space. So if you're lying down, just have a moment now to draw the knees in. Have a lovely stretch and a rock before you come up to seated. And if you're already seated and you just want to roll your shoulders, maybe just move the head gently side to side. A little flex through the spine. And we can come to a nice comfortable position. We will practice Zazen, just seated quiet meditation, which can often be harder than when we give ourselves a mantra or something like a breathing count to follow. But it's a lovely morning, and I think we can just sit here and explore how it feels to be sat with ourselves. So I'll time it for 5. Resting hands. Always use the breath as something to come back to when the mind wanders off. It's always that kind of thing that brings you back to your present moment. So we'll relax our face, our neck and shoulders, having a nice comfortable length through your spine. Beginning following your breath. And just exploring this practice. Enjoying being with the breath and noticing your thoughts. Just returning to your breath if the mind wanders. Staying relaxed. Witnessing your thoughts. And just noticing this last breath as we take here. And then coming back into the room, blinking eyes open. Noticing how you feel, whether that was a really quiet practice or the mind was very busy. Let's come into butterfly. So with this pose, if you do need a little bit more support today under the legs, take some cushions. Take a lot of cushions if you need to, even if you need to stack a few of them each side. Even taking the feet sort of further away perhaps, or more towards the body. Find where it is that's most beneficial for you today. And then we'll just gently soften. What do you feel? Anything new? Often it's quite easy to release the big muscle groups and they easily relax, but just inquiring whether there are lots of other little muscles that are still tight and tense. Muscles through your back, the shoulders, through your neck and your face. Nice slow deep breaths to the belly allow you to maybe just relax even more. Where are you feeling it most today? Is it around the hips or lower back? As you breathe deeply to the belly, just consciously aware of the breath as it moves up into the back, expanding the rib cage. This is a lovely pose for your liver and your kidneys, gallbladder, and it's the liver and gallbladder that are related to spring and the wood element at the moment. Just noticing where your mind is. And then let's just take a few more breaths. Really nice and slowly lifting up, being aware of your hips, your lower back, and then taking Shavasana. Gently lying down. Noticing what's going on, what you're feeling. If you need to rock your pelvis gently, you can. And maybe wag the tail just to find that comfortable neutral spine. And then just taking the time to relax. How long does it take to really let the muscles soften? Relaxing your lower back. And then just as everything sort of fades away and you get used to the neutral spine again, we'll draw our knees in. Nice little rock and a roll. And then we're going to come into heart bench now. So get your blocks. If you're feeling a little bit tender in the back, and I can notice it today myself, I'm just going to have a little, perhaps a blanket here as well, just to support, not really to even rest on, but just to support the lower body. So we'll come back onto our block behind our heart, and then the other block is for our head. And we'll take our normal 5 minutes or so here. Take your time just to get everything to soften. If you do find that you need to, it's quite a nice feeling putting this little rolled up soft blanket under the back. Have a nice sigh and just starting to soften. Let the eyelids close perhaps. So the yoga blocks we use, you may come across that some are quite hard and very angular, and some might be quite soft and have a bit of a sponginess to them, which may create sort of a different effect. But it's still a lovely pose just to sort of just open up our chest, let our shoulders fall away. Let your chin tuck in a little. And just following your lovely gentle breath. What are you thinking? Notice what's just wandering through your mind right now. And with this lovely heart opening position, you can maybe think of a little metta phrase, the loving kindness meditation. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be safe and at peace. And then you can apply that to anybody else. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe and at peace. Notice if you're tensing anywhere and you need to keep relaxing. Legs, buttocks, through your face. Just staying with following a breath into the belly, up into the chest. So we'll just take one more breath here. And ever so gently lifting up the head. And then engaging the core a little, use your body to lift away. And then we can just come down. Checking in with our back again. We've come forward with butterfly, a nice gentle counter pose with heart bench. Again, take a little rock through your body if you need to, find neutral spine. Just feeling whatever you feel, what feels good. Perhaps it feels like you've created some space in your body, in the digestive area, in the pelvic area, and perhaps even the sort of upper body, thoracic. Do the shoulders feel more open? So enjoying that after effect, perhaps more than the pose sometimes. Let's bring our knees in. We're going to come into cat's tail. So the twist, which can be done very gently, or you can really go into this twist, whatever feels right for you. If this pose doesn't suit you, or lying on the hip is uncomfortable, just maybe come into a different twist, or use a lot of padding and adapt. So join me on your right hand side. Sometimes just a little soft blanket under the thigh and the hip can make this a little bit more comfortable, depending on what kind of floor you're on. We're going to draw that left knee over, so it's sort of in line with the hip, like recovery position. Grab your foot if you can. It doesn't matter if you can't, but it's a nice sort of extra stretch for your quad muscle on your right thigh. And then I like to use the pillow just to rest the head, because I find there's a lot of tension held in the neck. And then we can just start to gently roll back, taking that left shoulder back. Very gradually try to start to relax the lower back, sides of your waist, even shoulders. If you can't hold your foot, it doesn't matter. You can use a strap. Notice if your right thigh is tight, the hamstring, the back of your thigh. And gently, just trying to let go. Allowing the leg to be heavy, with a nice loose grip on your foot. Notice if your buttocks are tight in any way, sides of your waist, or as you breathe, the abdominal muscles. And enjoying just deep breaths. Noticing where the breath moves in your body. Is this softening this pose? Can you reach more into it? Always a lovely pose, any kind of twist for your digestion. This one certainly supports our liver and our gallbladder. So let's just take a breath. Gently release your foot. Roll to your side again, and then just gently making your way onto your back. Nice slow movements, just lifting your body back into place. And again, just finding neutral spine and feeling whatever after effects you get. Where's the chi, the prana moving? Where in our body is that life force shifting? What direction? So if you notice any tingling or coolness, just note where it is. Where is it in the body? Is it in the areas you expect it, or feeling it in areas that it kind of radiates out from the belly, that center point? So relax your back, relax your buttocks and legs. Softening through the neck. And you never know, your tummy may rumble a little bit as we've stimulated that area. So let's come into the other side. Draw the knees in, one at a time. Have a lovely rock. Bring the head up if you want to, just to stretch a bit more through the back. And then as we roll up, I'm going to just turn the other way. So we're going to come onto the left side. Again, using anything nice and soft under the side of your body. Whatever's going to make your pose more comfortable for you and less of you wanting to fidget and change position. So drawing the right leg over, clasping the foot, the left foot if you can, and then gradually, you don't have to roll over immediately. You can kind of just settle into this pose and then gently start to explore that roll back. Nice loose grip on your foot, if you have your foot. And really try and let your neck and head relax. Quite often you might return to that tension in the back of your neck. Allowing your left leg, the foot that you're holding, to just become heavy. Releasing any tension in the back of that thigh. And then just with every breath, you might find that your body just starts to roll. If you reposition your head gently, it might encourage that shoulder to come back. How does it feel this side? It always amazes me how a pose that's very similar both sides can feel very different. As you breathe deeply, just following where your breath moves in your body. Keep just checking in with your head and your face, neck. Is there any more movement here? Can you roll back a bit more, or are you exactly happy where you are? Let's just take one more breath. Rolling, releasing your foot, rolling to your side. Take it slowly, be really gentle with your back as you come out of this pose. And then finding Shavasana. And just taking a few moments, finding, allowing your spine to be in natural alignment now. As you lie here, it's quite nice to visualize what's going on internally in you. So we've kind of twisted our vertebrae. All the cartilages, the little sponges are being squeezed into a different shape. And so as we come into this lovely natural alignment on the floor in Shavasana, everything's going back where it should be. Everything's plumping up and the blood flow is restored where it's been squeezed. The nerves now have the time to settle. And just giving ourselves that moment. And then we'll bring our knees in. So right knee, left knee. Take a moment. Maybe sort of some rolls on the lower spine if that feels nurturing to you. Zigzagging from the tailbone upwards. And then we'll come into hammock. So if you've got your straps handy, this is a lovely way to kind of create an inversion for our legs too. So we'll pop it round the right foot, sort of ball of the foot. Excuse me. And then the other side of the strap, just around the base of the skull, not the neck. So just the occipital ridge, that area. Straps just cover the tops of your ears. And you can either have your left leg bent, as I have here, or if it feels a bit nicer to have it stretched down to the mat, then you can. And this lovely pose, hammock. So we have the opportunity to play with this pose a little. You can gently push into your foot and explore the stretch you get in the neck. Or you can just let the head become very heavy, which then it increases the stretch in the back of your leg and your hamstring. You don't have to hold either of these poses. Every now and then you can just explore the movement. Other than that, just resting here. And when you find that sort of stillness, that position of stillness, you can just enjoy following the breath into your belly. That lovely movement up into the chest. You can even sort of explore 3-part yogic breath, or Ujjayi breath comes into play here. That breath that sounds like a bit of a snore. In this pose, we naturally engage our throat lock, which is a bandha. Often you hear me talk about in yoga, in other styles, perhaps engaging our abdominal muscles, our core, and pulling up on the pelvic diaphragm, which is actually engaging mula bandha, root lock. And here we engage throat lock. Try to relax your shoulders and your neck. Try to also notice if you are tense in the back of your leg and whether you can let the muscles just stretch and soften. How does this pose feel today? Are you tight through your legs? Or is it quite nice and welcome? If you need to, you can always bend that left leg. See how it changes the feel of the pose. And then if you want to unhook, I like to just take the last part of this posture to hold the strap and have a little play. So swinging the leg out. Rest your head back to the mat. And it's just really interesting to see all the muscles that engage as you gently move your leg. Where you feel the stretch. What feels nice, what doesn't feel so nice. And then just gently lower your foot down. Maybe you'd like to just swap your feet in, like swap sides, but still have that moment of reflection. Let's just take a few breaths here. When we come to stillness, we can really feel the after effects. That lovely stretch in the hamstring. How does it feel through your neck as well? The difference between the left and the right side of your body. So let's come into the other side. If you want to hug in, you can do, but I've already got my strap around my foot, so I'm just going to tuck it behind again, base of the head, not the neck. And we'll take a little time here. You might already notice one side, you're always a bit tighter than the other, or this side might be looser. Trying to relax your abdominal muscles. Notice if they become quite tight and tense with the breath. Just softening. Does it feel nice to close your eyes here as well? Might feel a bit more when you take the sight away. Just relaxing your shoulders. Relaxing the belly. You might notice there's a very gentle shake in your leg or a little quiver. How does it feel? Just keep returning to maybe your right leg and your buttocks, whether you are quite relaxed there. And what's going through your mind? So if you want to unhook and have a little play with some movement in the leg this side, you can do. Or you can always stay where you are if that actually is something you're enjoying. It's just a choice. I think as you move your leg around, you get to know what feels quite nice, where it starts to, I don't know, you might feel a little bit of discomfort. Certain places where you take your leg across your body, lower might feel more comfortable than when the leg is really high up and then bringing the leg across. So gently when you're ready, let's just lower down, release your strap. Just have a few moments reflecting how you're feeling. Give your toes a little wiggle if you need to. Nice sigh. And feeling how the left side feels really stimulated. And then gently we'll draw the knees in. Let's come into relaxation now. So lying down or seated, wherever feels right. And then if you're a little bit chilly, pop a blanket round you. This piece in this book I'd like to read you. It's very linked with that metta that I introduced in Heart Bench. Metta is loving kindness. So just get comfortable, let yourself relax, cozy and warm and feeling supported. This is a discourse on love, Metta Sutta. He or she who wants to attain peace should practice being upright, humble, capable of using loving speech. He or she will know how to live simply and happily, with senses calmed, without being covetous and carried away by the emotions of the majority. Let him or her not do anything that will be disapproved of by the wise ones. This is what he or she contemplates. Perhaps let this be a lovely little prayer as I read this to you. Let this land on you and others. So, may everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living things and beings live in security and peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Just as a mother loves and protects her own child at the risk of her own life, we should cultivate boundless love to offer to all living beings in the entire cosmos. We should let our boundless love pervade the whole universe, above, below, and across. Our love will know no obstacles. Our heart will be absolutely free from hatred and enmity. Whether standing or walking, sitting or lying, as long as we are awake, we should maintain this mindfulness of love in our own heart. This is the noblest way of living. Free from wrong views, greed, and sensual desires, living in beauty and realizing perfect understanding, those who practice boundless love will certainly transcend birth and death. A lovely little passage to live by. So just taking some quiet time. Very gently. Just bringing your awareness back. Noticing if any of those words have landed with you, whether it will be something that you maybe just meander through your mind later on. If not, you can always come back to, may I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be safe and at peace. And may you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be safe and at peace. Applying that to everyone. So if you're lying down, have a lovely stretch now. Wiggle fingers and toes first. If you're seated, again, just a gentle movement through your body. A couple of deep breaths. Looking forward to coming back into the rest of your day. Being excited. What will you see? Looking out for divine little guidance and messages, whether there are feathers or birds, song on a radio, just something that you read. Being tuned in to our little divine messages. So just joining me seated. When you're ready, no rush. Keep this lovely slow yin energy flowing through you a bit longer. Life can be so very busy and yang, so these opportunities to just float through life a little bit, very welcome. So when you're ready, bring in your hands to heart center. Om Shanti. Namaste.